Hey, what's up guys? Make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. We'll be going over some recent news on our favorite altcoins, on Bitcoin, whole cryptocurrency market in fact, including some pretty interesting news coming out of South by Southwest this year involving a cryptocurrency powered beer vending machine. We truly are in the future. Anyways, the beginning of this video will be all about a continued education on what gives Bitcoin value. See, I'm under the mindset that if you take the time to truly understand what Bitcoin is and what gives it value today, that's probably going to really benefit you in the future. Think about it like this. If you would have taken the time back in 1994 to truly understand what the internet was and truly understand, the value that the internet has, probably could have changed your life, right? Well, that revolution is over. Now we're in the cryptocurrency revolution. I think the same thing holds true. And by the way, when we're going through this, keep in mind, this is not financial advice, not an expert at anything, unfortunately. Purely a cryptocurrency investor, enthusiast. One day I'm either going to be proved a fool or a legend. Time will tell. Anyways, here we go. All right, Bitcoin is valuable for three main reasons, and I want to use this chart as well. So these three properties that I'm going to go over today, keep in mind, by themselves, they are valuable. By themselves, they are hugely important. But if you put this stuff together, this is why I believe that one day we're going to see one Bitcoin worth over $100,000. I know that's a bold claim, and like I said, I'll be proved a legend or a fool. So, first reason that Bitcoin has value. Bitcoin has value because it has a fixed supply. So what does that mean? That means that Bitcoin has incredible scarcity. See, you and me, the whole world, we're used to currency having inflation, right? Every single centralized currency in the history of the world gets inflated, without exception. You can look it up. So, and even gold, which is a great store of value, right? Guys, the reality is that gold has a perceived limited supply. So nobody really knows how much gold there is on the planet. Could be more buried inside the Earth's crust, underneath the oceans, not even to mention all the gold that is potentially floating around in the universe. I mean, it is an element, right? All the universe is made up of the same element that are found here on Earth, so it is possible that there is way more gold out there than one can even imagine. But nevertheless, gold has proven itself to be an excellent store of value because of its perceived limited supply. So what I'm saying is, Bitcoin, because it has a fixed supply, is much, much more scarce, and given enough time, it will be a better store of value and be more valuable in general than gold. You cannot print more Bitcoin. Bitcoin cannot be forged. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be created. And in the coming years, because of this property alone, I think what we're going to see is, because it's so scarce, we're going to start seeing investment managers, pension fund managers, hedge fund managers. We're going to start seeing these people allocate a Bitcoin to their clients and inside their own portfolios, just because how scarce owning a Bitcoin is going to be. And we're already in the early stages of this, right? We're seeing it happen right now. Let's get to my number two. Number two reason why Bitcoin has value is it is unconfiscatable. So what does that mean? That means nobody can stop a transaction, nobody can censor a payment. Bitcoin as a network cannot be shut down because there is no single point of failure. Bitcoin puts the power of money back in the hands of the individual so that you are able to transact with anyone on the planet, whether you're right next to them or halfway around the world. And guess what? You don't need to seek the government's permission. You don't need to rely on a third party. And there's nothing a government or a third party can do to stop you. That's the freedom that Bitcoin gives. So think about it like this. You know that Bitcoin is highly portable. As in, all you need is this flash drive-like cold storage device where you can then carry millions and millions of dollars with you anywhere that you go, wherever you go, in a plane, wherever, right? Well, think about it like this now. If you know your private key, you are now capable of carrying millions and millions of dollars with you on a plane or wherever, and all you need is your brain. So they can't take the information away from you in your brain, and that's how you're going to store your money in the future. All right, so the number three reason why Bitcoin is valuable. Oh yeah, uncensorable. Okay, well, kind of just lumped that in with number two. Okay, so the properties I have so far are fixed supply, unconfiscatable, which includes the fact that transactions cannot be stopped and transactions cannot be censored. Number three. Okay, number three. You know what? I'm going to ask you. So look at this chart. In fact, I recommend you read this whole post. It's extremely educational. It's really going to help you understand why Bitcoin has value. So read this and then comment below what's your third reason why you think Bitcoin has value. Fill in the blank. I gave you two, right? And by the way, if you don't think that Bitcoin has value, please, I welcome those responses too. I'm always open to getting my mind changed. Is Bitcoin going to zero? I'm open to hear that argument. Keep in mind, guys, realize that if you're well off and if you live in the Western world, there might be things that are valuable to you with Bitcoin. People around the world might have different reasons for finding value in Bitcoin. So if you're well off, if you live in the Western world, you're probably quite content with the status quo, and maybe you don't even realize that a change is needed. I mean, you might be thinking, I have Venmo, I have my bank, I have cash in my wallet, it holds its value pretty well. Let me tell you something. Bitcoin is a global revolution, and there are plenty of people around the world who don't have the same luxuries that you have. And Bitcoin can and currently is helping those people. So I guess my overall point is that Bitcoin has the potential to be the hardest money in the world. And that's why I have a small amount invested in it. And maybe you do too. Anyways, comment below because there's plenty of things to like about it. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting at around 3,800. Do I think we're going to... I think 2019 is a year of not euphoria. It's a year of consolidation. It's a year of accumulation. It's a year of infrastructure build out. And then sometime down the road, if you're patient, if you have that sense for delayed gratification, pretty soon there will be a year with euphoria and massive gains. Anyway, by the way, guys, let's get into some news. But if this is your first time watching, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Here at Altcoin Daily, we're bringing you daily videos, keeping you informed with everything that goes on with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, the whole market. Anyways, let's get to this story about the beer in South by Southwest. Where there's a long line for beer today, there could one day be a civic vending machine. At its booth at South by Southwest Wednesday, the decentralized identity startup Civic was on hand to showcase 3 vending machines selling local staples. The demo is a test for a product that Civic plans to roll out officially later this year, a $15,000 machine that can verify a user's age and accept payments via crypto. The units are currently available for pre-order. We're merging identity and payment into one transaction, Civic's head honcho told CoinDesk. Since opening for business last Sunday, they estimate that the machine sold about 150 beers per day for a total of roughly 7,600 in sales. So the tokens for the sales were airdropped to South by Southwest attendees by the company itself. Beer costs about $12 at that event, similar to the prices I pay for a beer here in Los Angeles. You can find out exactly what they had to do to redeem these, but they say basically we built these and tested them here. A South by Southwest demo. This is the first time Civic ran sales and identity verification at once with the general public. Feel free to read more on this, apparently. So they're testing it there, and they already have some people interested. If you're interested in buying a $15,000 machine that'll take your identity and serve you a beer, feel free. I mean, maybe a couple of years after you get those big gains, instead of a Lambo, just get one of these machines. I mean, it's almost a way of, nobody likes to give out their identity with cryptocurrency, but hey, we'll give you a beer. Anyways, I bet it was a pretty cool thing. I'd give away my identity to get a beer at South by Southwest. Next up, we'll just fly through these next couple. Stock market expert Marc Faber makes his first investment in Bitcoin. So basically the story here is that stock market expert, this guy, notable guy in the stock market, has finally gotten involved and has bought his first Bitcoin. So these traditional guys are coming into the market. In a similar story, Bitcoin Skeptic admits he was very wrong about cryptocurrency. Is this the same guy? I hope not. No, I think it's a different guy. Yeah, Niall Ferguson. So similar story. There's a guy who used to talk bad about Bitcoin. He admits he's very, very wrong. And he even said in this article that, where is it? I'll find it. Oh yeah, because his son, he said, Ferguson's recent Bitcoin comments came after he previously expressed regret that he didn't listen to his teenage son and buy Bitcoin in late 2014, saying it was the worst investment decision of his life. If I had listened to my son, I would have increased the dollar value of my investment by a factor of 45. Or if you prefer, I'd have made a return on the investment of 4,436%. This is what he wrote in late 2017 at the height of the Bitcoin bubble. The moral of the story is clear. When it comes to technology, pay heed to teenagers. Okay, so it's good to see more and more people coming around. And this is something my big Bitcoin prediction back at the early 2019, I said, I didn't want to give a number, so I said that my prediction is that by the time the bull market starts to happen again, actually, I thought this would happen a lot later when Bitcoin rises in value. I predicted we'd hear a lot of these celebrities or traditional finance people admitting that they bought Bitcoin in the dip of 2019. All right, so this next story comes to us. It's a little bit of a scoop. So this information hasn't even hit the presses yet, but the marketing department emailed us this last night. They say this is going to hit the newsstands tomorrow, but they wanted to make sure we had the information early so we could share it with you. So this big car dealership in Oklahoma, the Bob Moore Auto Group, is now accepting Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to pay for cars. So this is actually a pretty big deal that, obviously this is great for adoption. So to find out more information, this partnership makes Bob Moore Auto Group one of the first auto dealers in the United States and the first one in the state of Oklahoma to accept payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin for cars, parts, and services at its Subaru dealership in Oklahoma. So right now it's specifically for Subaru. After measuring the success of the program at its Subaru dealership, the auto group will consider expanding crypto payments to other Bob Moore dealerships, including Audi, Buick, Cadillac, Chrysler, all of these, Maserati, Nissan, Porsche, Ram. They say this is the person who works from the payment processor, the cryptocurrency payment processor. We're thrilled to add Bob Moore Auto Group to our growing roster of merchants accepting cryptocurrency payments. This is according to CEO Eric Brown. It's exciting to see cryptocurrency adoption continue to spread in the automotive industry and for Alliance Technology to be part of it. So once again, this information isn't even out to the public yet. I'm going to release this video very early tomorrow morning, and they say this should be hitting the news shelves by 9 o'clock on Thursday. So we'll see what happens with that. I wanted to get it on your radar. This is another domino has fallen. And obviously, why wouldn't it be a good idea that they start accepting cryptocurrency? I mean, we just went over why Bitcoin has value. Now, what were the cryptos they said that they were accepting? They said Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. All right, so, 3 of the big ones. That's pretty good, though. Bitcoin, I think for sure, will go up in value. For sure, I think that's going to lead the charge. Ethereum, Litecoin, I personally don't think as much, but I'm sure they're going to grow with the market, and this dealership is prepared to accept any of those big 3. All right, that is it for me today, my friends. This is Aaron at Altcoin Daily. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that I should mention? Anything going on? Oh yeah, one more thing. Of course, Stellar Lumens is now launching on Coinbase Pro. So we just saw Stellar go through this rebranding. No longer do they have the rocket ship. Now they have this logo. You can see the S right here. Kind of looks like Saturn. Double lines through it. It's growing on me. I kind of like it now. As a lot of people pointed out, it does kind of give them a sense of professionalism now. Now they can compete on the financial global scale. And they're making moves. Now they're on Coinbase Pro. Next up, Coinbase. All right. See you tomorrow, guys.